Donald will ultimately be held accountable for this Stormy Daniels payment.
Well, that is a bold prediction from Michael Cohen. Of course, Michael Cohen, while he has to some extent tried to move slightly closer to the light once again since leaving the service of Donald Trump, has a history, and you can think of him whatever you want. He believes that this hush money payments investigation, which we're gonna give you the details on, is perhaps one of the greatest threats to Trump going forward. Here is him making the case.
Is the most detrimental to him, his freedom, his livelihood, his business, etc., because it's the easiest to prove. The checks are the checks. We know a lot. There's recordings which have been released in the past. This is an easy one, unlike some of the other cases, like the Fannie Willis case in Georgia. Well, he will just come out and lie, which is what he does with impunity, and say, I truly thought that there was 17,861 votes stolen from me, so that attacks the credibility. In this specific case, the first 3-month payment was made by Donald Trump, and I gave those to the House Oversight Committee who posted them and so on. And so he's not in the same position where he can deny or lie the way that he will in some of the other matters.
So again, think whatever you will, and I think there's a lot of thoughts to be had about Michael Cohen, but I think he makes a good case acknowledging the ridiculous status quo of legal accountability that we exist in. So let me just say, Elise, I am sick of this game, and the game is, it's irrelevant if you did the thing. Even if we know that you did the thing, that's irrelevant. We're setting that aside. But like, can you prove the state of mind and like motivation? And did he know? Like, no actual person believes that he thought that he legitimately had those specific number of votes stolen from him. It's BS. Or like, well, what was his motivation for stealing all the classified documents? I know that he was told for 18 months that he had to give them back, and he kept refusing to give them back. But like, what was his state of mind and his emotional state? Like, I think that Michael Cohen is accurate to say that is the battleground that these things are fought on. I just hate that if you did the crime, you should pay the penalty. It seems like that's how it should work.
Yeah, but did you do it? And if we can prove that you did it, let's move on from there. And we can, speculate all we want, and that can be fun. But goodness, crime after crime after crime is done. I think at this point, we can just assume it's selfishness and just move on to charges.
Yeah, I would love that. And look, I do agree that if what he is saying about the payments and the checks and all that is true, that it is that clear cut, then yes, it is very difficult for him to deny what was going on there. And if he broke the law, again, there should be the consequences. Again, it's just weird that it's like, you have to go for the one where it's clearest, even if it's like by far not the objectively worst thing. Like, it's terrible, and the stuff that he's saying, and we'll get to that, is making it even worse. But it's all gonna come down to what they can prove. Okay, well, we'll see. The reason that this is something that Michael Cohen would be talking about again is that they appear to be making some moves on this. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office just yesterday began presenting evidence to a grand jury about his role in paying hush money to Stormy Daniels back during the 2016 presidential campaign. They say, the New York Times, that it's laying the groundwork for potential criminal charges. I am just gonna say, there's no room on the ground anymore for all the groundwork that has been laid. Stop laying groundwork, start making charges would be my request, because we got a lot of document groundwork and Ukraine groundwork and a lot of groundwork. Anyway, on Monday, one of the witnesses was seen with his lawyer entering the building. This is David Pecker, former publisher of the National Enquirer, the tabloid that helped broker the deal with Stormy Daniels back when that was happening. And they've also begun contacting officials involved in Mr. Trump's 2016 campaign. This is they also have signs that they're subpoenaing phone records and other documents that might shed light on the episode. So they're apparently taking it seriously. It's up to each of us individually how seriously we're gonna take it. I don't know how much of my spirit I'm willing to invest in this. Elise, what do you think in comparison to all of what's going on?
Yeah, for the last year, I've been the type to just, I was tired. I was campaigning to get him out of office through most of 2020 and just honestly was burnt out and couldn't hear his name anymore. Like, you see a headline and just be like, okay, you know what? I don't have time for this right now. But now that he's running again, which I could get into how frustrating that is. It's important to know that his base is watching it and know that his base is following along and creating conspiracy theories related to this. So I will follow along and I will hope that, crucial evidence is brought on him. So maybe you can get those reasonable right wingers that will not vote for him, if they are given the chance. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.